Hey, welcome to the Podcast Domination Show, where we help you launch, grow, monetize, and dominate the podcasting space. This is a show where we believe that if you can get attention with your podcast, you can influence someone. And if you can influence someone, you can get them to take massive action. And if you can get someone to do that, you, my friend, can dominate. I'm Luis Diaz, your host and founder of Podcast Domination, and I'm your guide. Let's go. Hey, so I know you're probably wondering, why is Luis interrupting his own podcast? Well, guess what? I have a little secret for you. And I'm not going to whisper this entire commercial, but I just wrote a book called How to Get 100,000 Downloads in 100 Days, and I want to give it to you for free. Now, this book is going to be on sale on Amazon probably for about 20 or 30 bucks. We'll see. But I want to give it to you for free because you are listening to this episode and this podcast, and I appreciate that very, very dearly. So all you have to do to get a free book, a free copy of my book, a physical book if you're in the US, and if you're in the outside of the US, then I will give you a free Audible book version and a free Kindle or ebook version as well. Okay, so here are the steps. Ready? All you have to do is leave a review in the iTunes store for the podcast. If you think it's worthy of 5 stars, I really appreciate it, but I value honest feedback. So leave a review, screenshot it, and tag me on Instagram. My handle is @LuisRyanDiaz, LuisRyanDiaz. Tag me with the book review, and then I'll DM you, or someone from my team will DM you, to ask for your address, and I will send you a copy of my book. Maybe write a little note in there to say thank you, and we'll go from there. So if that sounds good to you, leave a review, and I'll see you on Instagram. Thanks. Now back to the show. Super pumped to share with you guys a different topic today. So this is not going to be about podcasting, but it's going to be about something really, really similar. No, okay. Something similar that you're going to use it. You may or may not already have it, but you've probably thought about doing it, and that is Audible books. So I'm going through it with my team right now, doing an Audible book, and my team does do Audible books. We don't really advertise it much because it's very new to us. So we're just kind of feeling it out, right? So I'm doing my audio book with my team. They're doing it, and they're teaching me more shit than I know. Like I don't know much about this stuff, but they're teaching me a lot. So I thought I'd share what I know about it. So with Audible books, it's a lot different from podcasting, meaning it is not so laid back, meaning like Audible books or audible.com, they will not accept you if you have like really shitty audio quality. They'll just say no, and they won't let you do it. It's period. However, I find more value in an Audible book if you were to use it as an upsell in your order book, in your order funnel. So let's just say like me, I have a free book. This book is for free. It's probably going to be like $7.50 or $7.95, and then like international, it's going to be like $14.95 probably. However, you'll be able to buy the Audible book version for X amount of dollars as an upsell. So, with that strategy, you cannot put it on audible.com, meaning you can't sell like their product because you're giving it to them on some other platform. From what I know, I could be wrong about this, but this is from what I've heard, what I've seen. So what I'm doing is actually just having my team do the Audible book. We're going to make it into a giant podcast episode, like 4 or 5 hours. And then we're going to have it as an upsell instead of putting it on Audible. Now I might put it on Audible in a few years or something when I'm not using that funnel anymore, but this is going to be one of my best upsells, and I'm going to use my team to do it. But just want to give you guys a strategy there. Some things you want to make sure you're doing when you're recording an Audible book. Okay. So number one, you've got to make sure that the microphone does not like move around a lot. Meaning like you can't have it here and then here and then here and then here and expect the Audible book to come out good. It's got to be the same, distance from your mouth every single time. So it's got to stay here the whole time. That's number one. Number two, you can't do a lot of noise clicks or like mouth clicks, like that shit. Like it will not work out. It'll slow down your editor's ability to have to edit the damn thing. But you want to make sure you're not doing a lot of mouth clicks. Trust me, it's been hard for me because I do a lot of that. So it's a process. Let's just say that. That's number 2. Number 3, your breathing. So in Audible books, you cannot, like, they do not like a lot of breathing, like, just even like inhalations or exhalations. So when you're doing an Audible book, you have to make sure you breathe off to the side. So from here, you want to breathe and then go and speak. And then when you want to breathe again, like, obviously not, I'm exaggerating a bit, but you have to breathe off to the side and not like directly on the mic because it will mess up the recording. And it'll be harder to take care of in post-production. So obviously this stuff is like, you have to breathe. You can't record an Audible book without breathing, but it's important that you try and breathe off to the side. So that's number 3, I think. Got some more tips here from, our friends at Podcast Domination. This is Chris, by the way. These are his tips for me. He's one of our audio engineers. And, I was like, Chris, can you send me over like some tips or some things like we can share with our clients and friends that they're recording audiobooks? Yeah, sure. So he gave me like a whole PDF. It's really awesome. So, next tip here for Audible books. Don't drink a lot of fizzy water or milk, apparently. So if you're doing an Audible book, do not drink fizzy water or milk because what it's gonna do, you potentially burp, it'll mess up, like, it'll make you hiccup. So that'll be horrible for the, post-production. You've got to keep this thing super silent. Like, as you can see, I'm in a bit of a noise-proof room. So this is something I would recommend if you're going to record your own Audible book. This is where you're going to want to, record it because it's going to be a lot better in the back end. You don't want to record on like a tile floor or a place with a lot of, metal around because the sound's going to bounce like fucking crazy off of that. And it's going to sound like you're recording in a tin can. So I would avoid doing that. Last one. Okay. So this is from Chris again. So leave pauses so you can take proper breaths. We can tighten up later. So you want to so what I've been doing with mine is I have been like, whenever I have to flip the page of the book or something, I will just stop. I'll put the mic away from me and I'll just stop. I'll read what I have to read and then I'll go back into it and hold my breath. I'll like hold the mic away from me, breathe, and then I'll go and speak. And it's been pretty good. So that's number, whatever this is. A couple other things here. So if you're going to be submitting the Audible books, you're going to have to do, I think it's 0.5 to 1 second, room, according to Chris here. 0.5 to 1 second room, on the front end. And then I believe it's 2 seconds on the back end here. Let's see what he put. Yes. Yeah. I think it's actually, yeah. So 0.5 to 1 second on the front end. And then on the back end of every single, chapter, you want to have 1 second to 5 seconds of time that's like just blank. There's no speaking whatsoever. So that's that. Let's see here. And then you want to be, I think it's called the ACX format. Yeah. So there's a whole link here for ACX requirements. ACX is just kind of like the format, I believe, that Audible books uses or Audible uses. So, yeah. So anyways, those are some tips there for recording your Audible book. If you have questions or want us to help you with it, Chris here on our team he knows his stuff. He's done a couple, so we can help you with that. Let me know, DM me, and we'll go from there.
Hey, what's up? Lewis again, and I get asked this question a lot, so I wanted to answer it here for you in a unique manner. And that question is, Lewis, what exactly do you do? How do you help podcasters? What exactly do you and what does Podcast Domination really help with? Well, instead of me sitting here and telling you all the amazing stuff about us, I thought it'd be fun and interesting for you guys to hear what our clients are saying. So here you go. Please enjoy.
Lewis literally makes my life so much easier. All I have to do is record my content. I don't have to worry about editing it. I don't have to worry about writing show notes. I don't have to create any of my graphics to promote it. He literally does everything for me.
We hired Lewis to kind of help us set up the podcast, for us to put our content out and kind of grow our brand. And all I really have to say, it's been a huge success. It's been really easy. Lewis and his whole team have made the whole process easy, from setting it up originally, which with podcasts is kind of intimidating, and there's a lot of things that if you don't know a lot about the platform, that it's very time consuming. So Lewis made all of that easy.
In the beginning, I'm not going to lie, I was completely overwhelmed, confused, stressed out, because I went on YouTube trying to figure out how to set up a successful podcast. And actually going on YouTube, I was just bombarded by so much information that I just wanted to give up on the idea. And then I met a good friend of ours that introduced me to Lewis, and we hit it off. And he just said to me, it's really, really simple. I will take care of everything for you. I think what Lewis has done for me has made it seem so painless. He has took my idea and saved me money. He saved me time and energy. And more importantly, he's made my Persistence Factor podcast sound professional.
Well, I hope you enjoyed those sound bites as much as I enjoyed putting them together. If you have any questions about how we can help you grow, launch, or further your podcasting efforts, feel free to reach out to me at Lewis@Podcast Domination, or you can reach out to my team and ask them some questions. hello@podcastdomination.co. Both are .co. Just make sure that's, keep that in mind. Anyways, I'll see you on the next episode. And until next time, keep dominating.